Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X, the only show on Thursdays where we start the weekend early. I'm your lovable, humble host, Tom Dog 247, and as always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Whoa, baby! All right. So, sorry if I'm not my chipper self. Had a busy day at work and everything like that, so I'm a little tired, but that's not going to stop me from talking about today's topic, which has been a heated topic for the past few days now, and that being, of course, Street Fighter V. We're going to be talking a lot about that today during this program, and to be quite honest with you, it needs to be discussed and everything, but before we do that, I'm going to get the shout outs out of the get my shout outs out of the way, and the plugs and everything like that. First shout out goes to my my friends over at the Gaming Pros and Otherwise over on the Facebook group page, kicking a lot of ass and everything like that, getting likes after likes after likes and everything like that, lots of followers and everything like that, and you know, you're always welcome to come in and everything like that. Tell them that Tom Dog sent you. So hopefully we'll get hopefully some of them will be popping in here sometime tonight. Hopefully. So giving them, you know, let them know that we're showing the love. Also, to my friend Steph, he has this website called fightforme.net. She has these journals and everything like that, and it's a very good website and everything. She gives out recipes and everything like that. You know, just get a positive outlook on life and everything like that, and you know, make you feel good about yourself. You know, and live healthier and everything like that. So she's doing a good job with that, and I'm proud of her, and still behind her 100%. So that's fightforme.net. Just want to make sure on that because I know I still have it saved here and everything. Let's see. Yep, fightforme.net. Yep, I was right. Okay, just checking. So, now the plugs. We have of course, if you have not yet subscribed to Loot Crate, you are missing out on some awesome stuff. This month's box was amazing. That's actually the box that it came in. It was the Dead box. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see that red box right here, but that is a Deadpool figure. It's a Loot Crate exclusive, and to be quite honest with you, it's actually a very awesome. It's very awesome, and I don't know if you can see it that well because it's right here. It's a minifigure. It's a minifigure of a Walking Dead walker. It's actually pretty creepy and everything. It kind of looks like a burn victim. But nonetheless, it's actually very cool. It's made by McFarlane Toys. For those of you who are not familiar with McFarlane Toys, those are the ones that make the Spawn. He's the guy that makes the Spawn figures, and they're actually very cool. Trying to look for the wrapper that it came in, and I think I might have thrown it away. And I hope. Oh, here it is. Yep, here we go. McFarlane. Here it is, right here. McFarlane Toys, and it's actually really cool. See right there, McFarlane. Todd McFarlane. He is very awesome, and he makes these wonderful collectible figures, and they're very awesome. My favorite will always be the Spawns. Will always be the Spawn collectible figures. Those are actually very awesome. He also did some. If you're a wrestling fan like I am, he actually did some collectible figurine statues of the Undertaker at one point. It was actually very awesome. The detail of it was phenomenal, and the work on that was amazing and everything like that. But it's very rare, and I think it's actually pretty valuable, as a matter of fact. But you should always check out his work and everything like that, because it's actually very cool. Also, big shout out to Funko, and if I can get this box is goddamn heavy and huge. If you have not yet subscribed to Smuggler's Bounty, you're missing out on some awesome stuff. They also have a DC. If you're a DC fan like I am, they have a Heroes box coming out, a DC box coming out soon, and that one's actually pretty cool because it's going to have a limited edition, a never before revealed Batman pop vinyl, which is to commemorate the upcoming Batman vs Superman movie, and it's going to be in the armored Batman. So you can only get it through that subscription, and it's actually pretty cool. And I think there's some time left. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but there is still time to subscribe to the Smuggler's Bounty if you're a Star Wars fan like I am. And next month will be the unveiling of the Cantina theme. It's going to be pretty amazing. There's going to be a couple of pop vinyl figures in there with it to add to your collection of pop vinyl figures. And if you have a pop vinyl collection of your own, like I do, then it wouldn't hurt to check out poppriceguide.com, because there is actually some value into these pop vinyl figures, and they're quite valuable. As a matter of fact, the CM Punk WWE pop vinyl figure is the highest on my list, which is $50. I haven't been. You always got to check periodically, because the rates can go. The price value can go up, or the price value can go down. Some of them already went up, so in value. So that's pretty cool. So it wouldn't hurt to check that out. And everything. It wouldn't hurt to check that out, because it's actually very cool. And you'd be surprised at how much your collection is worth. If you have a huge collection, I know there's a lot of collectors out there that have a huge, which is worth thousands of dollars, worth of pop vinyls, and it's a very cool. These things are really cool. They're like, it's a craze now. It's like Beanie Babies and everything like that. So it's actually quite worth it. So check it out, poppriceguide.com today. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and there we go. Open up that bush. And 2016 is always about anniversaries. As a matter of fact, I'm celebrating 2 of them this year, of course. Channel X being the 15-year anniversary. It's been 15 years since I've been doing this, so it's a big milestone. So Channel X on here will be celebrating all throughout this year of 2016. So since we started with the season opener, kicking off the fun and festivities, there's going to be a lot of memorable moments that I'll be sharing with everybody, and everything. And one of those moments is the Channel X Hall of Fame, and we have another inductee. We've been having a lot of inductees lately and everything like that. As a matter of fact, last week, as I mentioned, Daniel Bryan, I announced, is inducted into the Channel X Hall of Fame. So congratulations are in order for that, to honor his retirement from the WWE. And it was a heartfelt speech. That it was really memorable and everything like that. And as soon as I get the editing and everything like that, I will post it up on my YouTube channel. I've been kind of slacking lately. I've been having, not only have I having quite busy lately, but I've also been having I'm still having issues with YouTube, and they're kind of they're still pissing me off with over with that one video that they have not yet fixed, and I'm getting quite pissed off about it. And YouTube is slowly becoming to lose a customer, and I don't want to go to that point, but what I probably will do, but let's hope it doesn't reach to that point either. But it's something I may have to do and think about, as a matter of fact, and that is to seek legal advice on what I should do. And if it comes down to it, I will file a lawsuit with YouTube. And I'm not bullshitting, or I'm not promoting any publicity on this. This is dead heat that I have with YouTube, and it's gone far enough, and these guys are becoming to be quite unprofessional on their job, and it's hurting people like me. And I forgot to and I failed to mention this last week, but few weeks ago, Doug Walker, known to everybody as the Nostalgia Critic, posted a video about where's the fair use, and it's been getting quite the response lately, and it's been brought to my attention that he's going to be coming to Connecticut to a comic book convention, and I might make an appearance and talk to him directly about my issues that I'm having with YouTube, because it pretty much falls into that same category with where's the fair use, and I am behind him 100% on this, and and definitely, where is the fair use on YouTube? Where is it? We would like to know. And YouTube is like dicking around and everything like that, and not giving us straight answers on what to do. And if we all have to band together, let's hope it doesn't have to go down that road, but if we all have to, we will protest outside their offices if we have to. And I wouldn't mind whatever money I have. I'll take that first plane out and head on over there. And yeah, I may sacrifice my job, but you know what? In the end, it will be worth it, because of the fact that since I've been on since I started these channels and everything, I have not received any amount of money, anything from YouTube, and I would like to know why. And it shows that the flags are up, and there's some stuff on there that I will refuse to take down, because I put hard work and dedication, and I would like to show off what I used to do on my cable access, in my cable access days, because putting that up there allows me to not forget where I originally came from, and I don't want to have to go back to doing cable access. I really don't, because of the fact I have a lot more freedom to do stuff here online on Twitch and on YouTube than I used to do in cable access, because number one, we couldn't advertise, because if we advertise something, like for example, if I were to I can display this on my show, but I just can't tell the price. That's how it is when I was doing my show. And same thing with these Loot Crate boxes. It doesn't hurt to go on the website yourself and check out the prices yourself, because I shouldn't have to explain the prices and everything like that. But if I have to, on certain things, I will. Like I'm always plugging this on on the Tom Dog Plays, and sometimes on here, the 30 games, $30 and everything. I couldn't say that on public access. I couldn't say that. I couldn't say that on TV, because of the fact that because that would be a form of advertising. But if I just showed it like there and say, oh hey, take a look, Call of Duty or Rare Replay or Halo 5, but I just wouldn't mention the price. That's the thing. So there's a little bit of difference. Here there's a little bit of freeway to do so, because it's given developer, you plug this and everything, you show this and say, hey, I'm playing Call of Duty, I love it and everything like that, or even Nintendo, I got Yoshi's Woolly World, and You know, and I fucking love it. It's a fucking fun game. I love Nintendo products. I always do, but I can't show any Nintendo products because of their whole thing, and I haven't signed it. So I could show the box. I could show the box art and everything like that. I just can't play the, you know, do a let's play on there. So it's kind of difficult. You know, same thing with these collectibles here. I can say that on here, but if I were to say, you know, and all the time I have a CM Punk pop vinyl that I always show off, and if I show that off, you know, and say that, oh, go to Pop Price Guide, and, you know, like I always do each and every week, and say that, oh, the CM Punk figure that I have here is worth $50. I can't say that on TV. I can't say that on public access. So there's a little bit of what I can say on TV and what I cannot say on TV. As a matter of fact, the 7 dirty words I can't say on TV, which is shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. I can't say that on cable access, or public access rather. And I can say it on here, I can say it on YouTube, and, you know, and since I said it that fast, and because I have it, not only the fact, you know, not only one of the most funniest things that George Carlin has ever said, and which has made him famous at that time he said it, but I've remembered that line so many times that, you know, it's feeding into your brain, and you go and you remember stuff like that. You can say it so fast, and you be like, shit, piss, fuck, and everything like that. But, you know, I just kind of botched it up on purpose, because technically I was supposed to say shit, piss, fuck, motherfucker. I fucked it up again. So so shit, piss, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. There we go. So I guess I was only allowed to say it twice. So, but you know where I'm going with this, and you know, I'm working on trying to make that into a sentence, a complete sentence. That shit would be funny as hell. So, but there were some things on cable access that that raised a lot of eyebrows and asked so many questions on why I was still on television. And there were some things on there that people got offended when I was doing my cable access shows, and when I was doing my cable access show, that they actually literally either called up the day of the broadcast, like immediately 5 seconds after I said or did something, or they'll just wait until the next morning and say, hey Steve, this guy Tom Dog, he just said some offensive stuff, and you know, and he's dancing with bushes and everything like that, and you know, I'm kind of offended by it. How can you be offended with me dancing erotically? I mean, the only way you can be offended is if you can't dance and you're ugly as shit. So that's what I used to do on my cable access days. And so I got to thinking, because that's what I do when I'm taking a shit, is basically, what were some of the stuff that were so offensive that I actually got off the air? And by the sound, and that sound of the index cards, which is what I have here, can only mean one thing. There were actually 5 of them. And if they're not, you know, stuck together, don't worry, I didn't jerk off to them, which is something I don't do, which I came up with 5 of them. So, and these are actually true stories that I'm sharing with you, and I'm breaking it down into, so this is pretty much going to be the longest Channel X Top 5 I have ever done. And why only 5 is what I explained earlier, that YouTube has not paid me, because they're fucking assholes. They are the Greater Waterbury Cable Council of the internet. And I've always had a huge problem with the Greater Waterbury Cable Council, or as I used to say, you know, which is short for the GWCC, which I always used to refer to them as guac, which is pretty much the sound that Pac-Man makes when he eats pellets in his video game. Guac, 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 guac. And believe me, it's not the bear talking. And you know what? I can say this because the GWCC doesn't know that I exist on the internet, and which is the Greater Waterbury Cable Council, because they can't police me on there. So I can say this: the GWCC, the Greater Waterbury Cable Council, can kiss my ass, and they can go fuck themselves. So I can go say that. And the Greater Waterbury is, of course, Waterbury is, of course, a town in Connecticut. There are other Waterburys, but when I'm referring to Waterbury, I'm referring to Waterbury, Connecticut, which I am unfortunately born and living in. Unfortunately, you know, trying to get the fuck out of Connecticut, which is difficult because we have a shitty ass governor who's making it very worse for us to move out. So, and I didn't vote for the asshole. And I'm a Democratic voter, and he's a Democrat, and he's a fucking asshole. And I can say that because that's who he is. Governor Dan Malloy is a fucking asshole. And if you ever see him, you could tell him, "Hey, you seen this asshole Tom Dog? He called you an asshole." Yeah. That's exactly how he talks. That's exactly how he talks too. And to be quite honest with you, he's a fucking douchebag. One real quick before I do these, a little story of how big of an asshole he is. It took him. We had some very bad weather hit Waterbury. Actually, the whole state of Connecticut was under some snow a few years ago, and this was during before Halloween. We had the nastiest snowstorm in history of Halloween, and we actually had to okay, there we go. Got frozen there a little bit. I don't know what happened, so I apologize. Not sure what happened. I think I probably wasn't moving as much, so I apologize. Anyways, it was one of the most nastiest snowstorms ever recorded in history that's ever happened in Halloween. As a matter of fact, we had to cancel Halloween altogether, and the kids wound up trick-or-treating in early November to get rid of all the snow. And it was one of the nastiest snowstorms that we've ever had. It was so bad that we lost power for a whole that we actually lost power for a whole week. The only casualty was my pet fish that died because of the fact that there was no way to recover it because I had a self-cleaning tank, and he actually died, and we had to stay at a hotel and everything like that, and when he got back he died. So I'm kind of pissed off about that. Poor Nemo. Anyways, so it was pretty tough on us, and so we were stuck without no power for a whole week, and it was very bad for him, and it took him forever to get Connecticut Light and Power to come out and fix fix the powers and everything like that. So we were out of power for that entire week, and everybody was fucking pissed, and it was all thanks to it was not only because of the Connecticut Light and Power, but also fucking Dan Malloy. So Dan Malloy, fuck you, Governor Dan Malloy, fuck you. He's the biggest asshole in Connecticut, and I thought I was ever since I did that Donald Trump rant, which I might do again. Man, I'm getting a lot of heat on that. So anyways, actually there was a governor that I actually had that I had the hots for. Her name was Jody Rell, and at the time she was looking fucking hot, and I'm into older women. I'm kind of, you know, but to me, age is just a number, so I really don't care how old they are, as long as you're of age, you know, 18 or over, that's it, that's my limit. So, but you know, to be quite honest, but there was actually an episode, and it's actually an honorable mention about how much I had the hots for Jody Rell, and I think she actually heard that, and she was like, I guess she was flattered or anything like that, but um, and to show her support, I actually voted for her, so she actually did pretty good, but you know, she kind of like spiraled downward at the end, so. And then Danny Boy came in town and fucked everything up for everybody, and he's pissing us off still. So I don't know. But anyways, so apparently my infatuation for Jody Rell at that time, former Governor Jody Rell at that time, was actually pretty people were like offended by it because of the fact that I was like, yeah, and everything like that. But you know, I said, if you don't like it, change the fucking channel. Really, change the fucking channel. So here are the things that here are the top 5 things that I've done that I said and or done that were offensive, that almost got me kicked off the air. And the one I'm not going to mention is the nail glue incident, which I may discuss on a future episode. But I got to get going with this video because I'm already dragging on. So here it is, top 5 things that I used to say and or do on my cable access show that almost got me kicked off of said show. Number 5. Licked my nipple for the first time. Yes, it was possible. It is possible for a man of my size to lick your nipple, because I got man boobs. So, little backstory on that. Little backstory. I'm not going to flip them or anything like that because these are actually very special to me. Little backstory on this. First time I danced, it was to a song called the Thong Song by Cisco. And strangely enough, if I'm not mistaken, I also had blonde hair at the time. Yeah, it was possible for me to blonde my hair because at that time I did have hair. So I forgot what the topic was and everything. We were having such a great show though, and at the end of the show, I do a little dance and everything like that, and I removed my shirt, and you know, I was a little bit skinnier than I was a little bit skinnier too at that point, you know, a little bit slimmer, but that's besides the point. And I proceeded to go ahead and lick my nipple. Now, people were got offended by it, and that sparked a new rule at the cable company, at the studio, that it was a form of erotic fondling, and that's a big no-no. So I created the erotic fondling, and I was just licking my nipple, and that's not erotic fondling at all. Well, technically it is, but at that time I didn't think nothing of it. So I went public with it, and I said, if you don't like what I do, say or do on my show, you can just change the friggin' channel. And I actually did a whole episode, going off base here. I actually did one episode where it was the comments were so bad that I actually did a whole entire show of just explaining to people how a remote control works. The owner of the studio, his name is Steve. He runs the studio. Laughed his ass off because he thought it was so funny. It was one of the most funniest funniest episodes I have ever done, and I had the balls to do so. And this was on live television, and we did close-ups of the remote control. I had a remote control there. We did close-ups of it. I showed them where all the buttons were and everything like that. Not all of them were the same, of course. But I showed them how a remote control works, and I showed them what they could do. And I was literally changing channels during a live broadcast of my show. So I think we did. I'm not sure if we did it, but I could be wrong. But I have to go back in these tapes because I have every single tape on. I have every single show on tape, and I have so much footage. That's why I'm not showing these clips here tonight, because of the fact I have so many. So, but the fact is that I still remember them. So, but it was one of the best episodes I've ever done, and actually, side note, a lot of people were pissed off about that episode, and pissed off a lot of people that some people took offense to it, because I was really mean to these haters. And I said, if you don't know how the remote control works, then you know what, you shouldn't have a TV in the first place. So I went off. And if I was allowed to swear at that time, I think ratings for that show would have went up on that one, because oh man, I was clean about it, but I was pissed. Plus, also the GWCC was like, damn. But I did mention too that people were probably using the remote controls as a dildo. So I actually did say that on the air, and I think that's what sparked the controversy, because I mentioned that. So, all right, number 4. I done a monologue about the time I worked in the seafood department in a local supermarket, which is Stop and Shop, for those of you who aren't in New England. And there was an animal rights advocate wanting to free lobsters. Now, a little backstory on that one. Why that got sparked a lot of heat was the fact that I was working in the seafood department at Stop and Shop, which is here in New England, in Connecticut, and it was just me and everything. I was working the late shift and everything, and I was closing it out, and I was taking care of a customer who wanted the lobster steamed and everything like that. So I come back in 15 minutes or so. Anyways. So this old lady, she wasn't like around, I would say about like in her 50s, mid 50s, early 60s, came up to the counter and asked to see the manager, and I said, okay, why, everything okay? Is there, he's at a meeting right now, is there anything I can help you with? He's actually out to lunch, is there anything I can help you with? Maybe you can. And it's like, I need you to free these lobsters. I'm like, you want a free lobster? I can't give you a free lobster. I'm not allowed to do that because it's against the law. I can lose my job. And it's like, no. I need you to set all the lobsters in that tank. I need you to set them free, like, like Free Willy and shit like that. So I'm like, why? It's like, it's inhumane what you're doing to these lobsters. We need it. And this is actually how she sounded. It was like, we need to send these lobsters free. We need to send. And she was like bawling her eyes out, and she was like, we need to set them free. We need to set them free. And it's like, we got to do something. I need your help. I want you to set these lobsters free. And me being the asshole that I was at the time, I took the lobster out of the steamer and I said, well, what do you want me to do with this? She got pissed. she was ecstatic. She was hysterical. She actually left like in tears. Now, the reason why I have this face hugger plush, because it kind of resembles a lobster in a way, or a crab. But I had a prop lobster, and yes, that's what I refer to it as on the show. There was a prop lobster on the set with me. I don't know how that lobster got there. I think one of the staff members who works at the studio actually had it in his office, and he handed me this prop lobster, this plastic lobster, and so I held the fake lobster up to the camera, and I was like, "So what do you want me to do with this lobster?" It's like this freshly cooked lobster. She got pissed. I mean, she was like, "Oh my god!" And it was like that pissed off so many animal rights, because of that monologue that I did. Pissed off so many animal rights activists that they almost, after 5 seconds I said that bit, called up and demanded my show to be pulled from the air. No lie, true story. If I'm lying, I'm dying. But that is the true story right there. That is the true story right there. And I may have put that in number one, but I have the number one that's worse than that. And I'll tell you why. It's number one when we get to it. Number 3. At the end of one episode, I danced with the swimsuit edition, the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, near my pelvis. This was the issue that Tyra Banks was that graced the cover. She was the first African American female to do so, and I had it on the. I think it was around. I want to say 06, but I could be wrong. Could be 07. Then again, I still could be wrong on that one too. But I'm just gonna go like 06, around 06 and 07. Tyra Banks was the first African American female to do so, and it was actually a good spread, very good cover and everything. And I had that on my show and everything like that. And at the end of this particular episode, I was, I had it near my pelvis, and I was, dancing with it and everything, and people. There was only one person that took offense to it, and it was a middle-aged man, a grown-ass man who was probably like in his 40s or 50s. He got so pissed off that he during that dance segment, he called up the studio. And saying, "Get this asshole off the show." And at the end of that show, they were like, I was like, "Tom," there were some people offended by that, and I'm like, offended by what? All I did was dancing like I usually do, and I had the swimsuit edition right there. I'm like, it's not like the cover was facing my crotch, making the information that I'm humping her in the face or anything. It was, the picture was out there for everyone to see, and this guy got so offended. The next week, I went on the air, and that's what sparked that's pretty much what sparked the whole remote control thing. And I was like, "This is your remote control." So, and everything, but that particular episode was not the only thing that people were offended by. They were also offended by our number 2 spot, which generally got the most heat out of that, besides the swimsuit edition. dance fiasco. And it was on that same episode I responded to a caller in regarding to cloning. Now, this was actually one of my best shows that I've ever done. And to be quite honest, it was one of my favorite shows, to be quite honest with you. I was talking about cloning. They just successfully at that time they successfully cloned a sheep. So I got into this this discussion about how I support cloning and believe in cloning and everything like that, because if they can successfully clone a sheep, they can successfully, I'm sure that in the future we can successfully clone a human, which we have. So this, but at the time it hasn't been tested yet until now. So I was kind of right about that. So we had, it was one of the shows where I had no bullshit callers or anything like that. Nobody was acting like an asshole, for once. And this one guy, I thought he sounded kind of sounded like, okay, he may give us that bad call, and we may have a asshole caller of the week. So, but instead it turned out to be one of my favorite callers of all time. And it's a shame I don't know, I didn't know his name then, and I still don't know it to this day, but I have it on tape. And this guy is one of the best callers I've ever had in the history of doing Channel X. He calls up and says, question for you. Since you believe in cloning and everything, what would you do if you were cloned? And it was an innocent question. It was an innocent question. He wasn't trying to be a douchebag or anything like that. He was being he was asking a civilized question because it was a civilized call. And it was a very good question. I answered, that's a very good question. And I answer him in only Tom Dog can. And I didn't spill out any, I didn't leave without any hesitation. I went, if I were to clone myself, I would have my carbon copy. At that time I was dating. Be with my girlfriend while me goes out partying. While I go out partying and having a good time and everything like that. And the caller was like, "That's awesome." that's awesome. He actually said that. It was like, wow, that's an awesome answer. It was like, you keep up the good work, Tom. You keep up the good work. Love the show, man. And he ended the call just like that. He didn't act like a jerk or anything like that, like a lot of my callers do and everything. So when someone acts like an asshole, I have no problem defending myself. So it was on that same episode when I danced with the Sports Illustrated, but that one received a lot more heat from some people who were offended by that. So what could be the worst I've ever done that really pissed off some people that were offended? And it's this. I pissed off the Catholic religion regarding a new recreation center opening up that's run by the Catholic Church. Now, there was a Catholic church somewhere in Connecticut that was that was being built and opening up and everything like that. It was going to have a ping pong table. It was going to have puppet shows. It was going to have um, you know, arcade machines that were not violent. There would be like maybe like maybe Tetris would be there, or something, Pac-Man probably. I don't know, or something that had nothing to do with violence, or non-violent video games and everything like that. Just good, clean, wholesome video games and everything like that in these arcade machines. And believe me, there were some back in that time, but and people was they're still being sold today, as a matter of fact. But anyways, there was actually going to be like some pinball machines that weren't that didn't have like offensive pictures or anything like that. Like the most popular one is the Playboy Mansion. No, there was just like like maybe Rocky and Bullwinkle or some stupid shit like that. But these were all going to be friendly activities. Of course, a basketball court, swings and everything like that. And you can also sit there and learn from the Bible and everything like that. And so it was in a religious it had a religious vibe to it. And my response to it was one of the most offensive things that I could ever say, that actually almost got me off the air. And I said, "Wow, what a way to drag in little children and be molested by these priests." I said that. It pissed off almost instantly. Like, not even 1 second went by. As soon as I said, "What a way to drag these kids to be molested by these priests," no sooner than I said that, it reached record-breaking phone calls in history. Soon as I said that line, not even 5 seconds or anything like that, almost instantly, I'm hearing phones, not that were coming in live, but apparently I was hearing the phones coming from. I was hearing phones coming from the office of the studio. And I was like, that usually never rings. And but at this point, it was loud. It wasn't like loud at the point where I was going to be like, "Oh shit." And they were like, and we went live with this. And this was direct live and everything like that. There was a little note by the staff and everything. He waved hi to the camera and then he walked off. And he was like, like these religious fanatics. There was a religious group that called up the studio, demanding to kick you off the air. And I crumpled up the paper. Threw it at the camera, and I literally said, I literally went on a rant at that point, where I complained about the religious. I said, it's like, don't do it if it isn't true. It's like, don't do it if it ain't true. It's like, if it's true, it's like, I'm sorry, this was true and everything. You religious fanatics like to molest little boys and little children and everything like that. Those altar boys that you like to fondle and everything like that. I pissed off the religion community. The Catholics hate my guts. And I'm a Catholic, and I'm shitting on my own religion. And which is why I rarely eat fish on Friday because of stupid shit like that. And by the way, since today is Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, if you have if you religious if you do eat fish on Friday, just make sure you take her out to dinner. Okay? Buy her a nice dinner first. That's actually an honorable mention because the first time I actually said that on the air, I actually got in trouble for saying that. And I'm like, what? It's a play on word. I mean, come on. That was like, that shit was funny. Nobody else thought of saying that until at that time. So I was one of the first to actually put that together, but everybody was offended by it. But strangely enough, I don't offend women and I don't offend African Americans. Because of the fact that it's not right. It's not right to offend. And not only that, the gay and lesbian community actually loves my show too. Believe it or not. And I'm not gay or anything like that. And I support the gay and lesbian community. And you know what? All the shit that was going on with the fact that they couldn't get married and that bitch Kim Davis didn't help much either. And the fact, I know I should have did a rant about her too, because she was actually due for a rant at the time that she was being a twat. So, but yeah, actually, women actually found that eating fish on Friday. It's not like I said, hey, next time douche, because I would be the asshole if I said that, and I would be forced to apologize. But that's like the only time I eat fish is when I'm going down on a woman. But I haven't been lucky, so I'm 37, single, lonely, and doing stupid shows on Twitch. See, the thing is, I can get away with saying shit like that because of the fact that there are times where I do break the fourth wall, where I will say that my show's stupid, and there's no denying it. It's like, okay, my show's stupid. I can admit my show's stupid, but do I still, and a lot of people, if you think your show is stupid, then why the fuck you still do it? Because I love to do it. I like to act stupid in front of a camera. If there's a camera, I will act stupid in front of it. So which is why I'm glad I'm able to do stupid shows on Twitch. Because I'm allowed this freedom. So, alright. So, what time is it? Jesus Christ, I went over, but you know what? That's alright, because of that was actually the longest top 5 I've ever done on this show. And I'll try to bring it down to a minimum next week. Maybe I won't even do one. I don't know. Because I know some of you are like, oh my god, is he doing another one? That Christmas that Christmas / New Year special I did, that was funny as hell, because I just kept throwing in top 5s after top 5s after top 5s. That shit was funny as hell, and I want to do that again one day. So so the reason why I have Killer Instinct now, some of you are probably wondering and said, how come you're not playing Killer Instinct? I'm letting the computers play it because I have a lot to discuss. And why I have Killer Instinct on here is because of the fact that so the reason why I have this all set okay. Oh, it's gonna probably go on the time and everything. Um, the reason why I have Killer Instinct playing on here is because I want to talk about a competitive video game that's out for the PlayStation and PC at the moment, and it's called Street Fighter. Of course, everyone should know by now it's Street Fighter V. Now, Street Fighter V is actually pretty broken at the moment, and by broken I mean that there is there's a lot of stuff going on in there, or there's no versus mode, there's no story mode, and there's no arcade mode, and it's actually pissing off a lot of people. And as a matter of fact, there we go. And the reason why I'm doing that and everything, because I'm showing off. Whoops. Because of the fact that on here there's there's a versus right here, there's story, there's survival, and then you go on here, there's multiplayer, there's a Shadow Lab, which is I guess practice mode, there's also a practice mode on here too, and everything that you could ever want in a Street Fighter game. And to be quite honest with you, Sony put in a lot of money to Capcom to just be a PlayStation exclusive with Street Fighter, for Street Fighter V. And almost instantly, there were some, since the word got out that gamers heard about this game that was only going to be for PlayStation, the PlayStation fanboys automatically started shitting on Microsoft and Phil Spencer and Xbox gamers and everything like that, just totally pissing on us and on them and everything like that, just saying, haha, this is only a PlayStation, looks like you're never going to see that on an Xbox, it's like, sorry for you, haha, you guys, it's like, good, because Xbox sucks anyways, and they were just going off on this, saying, like, really, you guys want to be complete douchebags about it and fucking assholes about it? So almost instantly that happened, and I was saying to myself, you know what? Let karma take care of that. And sure enough, karma did not fail. What happened was that the game came out, and what happened? They left out everything that every Street Fighter fan who also owns a PlayStation were pissed off, because of the fact that they didn't have all the stuff that they wanted to see originally, which was a versus mode, to have local play, story mode, and arcade mode. Now who's stupid? sucks to be a PlayStation. Oh, sucks to have a PlayStation 4, doesn't it? And the fact that they spent money profusely on this game, between $60 to, I think, maybe $200 on a game that's not completely finished, because Capcom already said, Capcom announced that you won't get the full version of the game until June, because they're going to do some updates periodically. And I'm saying to myself, but after I laughed at them, at the PlayStation gamers who bought the game, in a way, I also feel kind of, a part of me also feels bad that the fact that these gamers were expecting a Street Fighter game, and I didn't want them to, like, I'm pretty sure they wanted to rub it in our faces if the game was fully completed, like if they had everything that it said it was going to have, like, if it was going to have what it was supposed to have upon launch, which was, versus mode, story mode, arcade mode, whatever. And they didn't have all that. So, because I know if they did have all that, we wouldn't hear the end of it. We would hear people gloating and everything like that, and and saying, look at what we have. We have this, we have that. But another thing that they also have, which is completely useless, is the $20.99 season pass. Why do you need the season pass? You don't need the season pass because of the fact that, because we want the skins. We want the skins that come with it. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You're wasting $30 on a... I don't care about extra outfits or skins or anything like that, or maybe possibly some characters that were left out of the cutting room floor, which makes me wonder, why was there no Balrog in there? What was wrong with not having Balrog? They left a lot of some of these characters, Balrog included. I don't know the whole list right off the bat, but they're missing a lot of classic. But I heard they're missing some characters that were a staple to there, and I've seen the look of what they did to Ken, and I'm saying to myself, what the fuck did they do to Ken? Ken looks like shit. And not only that, while we're on the subject, why does Dhalsim... What the fuck is... I thought that there was a new character. I didn't know it was Dhalsim at first. And I was like, what the fuck did they do to... It's like, Dhalsim really let himself go, did he? And I'm like, really? Really? And I'm like, what a piece of shit. It was horrible. It looked horrible. I've seen video of it. I've seen screenshots of it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on to this game? It was horrible. It's like they fucked up Ken. Number one, it's like, who the fuck is this guy? He kind of looks like a discount Ken. Oh shit, that is Ken. I was like, ugh. And like, the only one that they remotely did well was Ryu. And I'm like, no wonder, he's the staple of Street Fighter. I mean, when you think of Street Fighter, you think of Ryu. But really, I'm like, oh my god. And the $60 price tag is ridiculous for number one. And you know, with all this talk, and the season pass is useless. Technically, there's no need for the season pass. I mean, the season pass is worthless, and I'll explain to you why. How I hate the season pass. Now, even though $29.99 is good, you know, is a fairly good price to a fighting game, it is not. I'll tell you why. I'm telling you this reason why. Back when the 360 was relevant, I know it's not now, but back when 360 meant something before they went back to basics with the Xbox One. And see, I have to say it fast like that because it will go to the Kinect screen, and I don't want that. So I had to say it fast. To the Xbone. So to the X1. There we go. I bought a game which was I reserved a game with the $29.99 and it was the season pass for $29.99 too. It was Saints Row 4. It looked like a good game. You know, I like the Saints Row games and everything like that, and plus also it sparked my interest because of the fact that Johnny Gat was coming back. So when the word broke out that he was coming back, I was like, yes. So, I was a little bit up. I was okay, and plus, you know, with the added feature, you know, with the added features, with the pre-order bonuses and everything like that, I got all that because it looked pretty cool. I gotta admit, it was pretty awesome. Almost instantly that happened. It was the season pass was $29.99, and it only came with 2 story mode DLCs, which were half-assed, and they were free with the season pass. That was it. The DLC that they had tons of DLC content like every other week, and the add-ons were stupid. And I'm not gonna lie, the add-ons were stupid. And the most that it ever ranged from was up to $2.99. The smallest being the smallest price for the DLC for Saints Row at the time was $1.99. And these were all packs and everything, and these were all DLC packs and everything like that. And I actually sent a tweet out to Volition personally, saying the season pass is a friggin' ripoff. I actually said that. Is literally a waste of money. We only have 2 free content, but yet we still have to pay full price for all the other DLC. It's bogus. We should not have to pay. The season pass was a waste of money. Their response, which I was surprised that that I got a response back from them, and I was actually surprised because normally when I go on a rant like that, I usually don't get a response back from all these game companies, for some of these game companies, and Rockstar was also kind of nice about it too. So because there were at one time had some issues with Rockstar with GTA 5, which they have fixed. Because also at that time I also addressed some issues, and I think it was stupid. And because they weren't really clear on how to make a crew, and they never gave me a direct answer on what I had to do and everything like that, because at that time they really didn't say anything. I was really I was so pissed off that wanted to do that, and I actually was going to return the game back. I was actually going to sell the game, and this way I get my money back. And I was like kind of pissed off. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because finally somebody had the decency to write me back and say, okay, this is what you do, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience. So they were nice about it. Here's some GTA, but they gave me a few thousand GTA bucks, for the trouble. So I was like, all right. Anyways, they so a Violation replied back and said the Saints Save Christmas and the Dominatrix, Enter the Dominatrix, are free. And I said to them, no shit. That's not. I'm not talking about those. Those I understand. Which, to be quite honest with you, it ranges up to 29. If you don't get the season pass, it ranges up to $29.99 anyways, because one of them is $9.99. So I'm just letting it out there. And the other one, the Enter the Dominatrix, I believe was $20, and I think the Saints Saves Christmas was, I think, $10. So technically, you're still paying $29.99. You're still paying $29, anyways. So with tax, so technically you're not missing out much, because these were short. And it was all right. Saints Save Christmas was actually pretty funny though. I do admit that. But anyways, and I said, no kidding. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the DLC packs that you didn't give season pass holders a discount for. I think that was a waste. I think that we shouldn't have to pay full price for. And so they completely missed and when I replied back to saying that, they didn't even reply back to me with that. And then I got pissed off. I literally got pissed off because they did not fully answer my question. And because of that, I have to be very leery when it comes to buying season passes. Same thing, same thing with Call of Duty. The Call of Duty season pass is, I know they got the map packs and coming out, but I can do away without the skin packs. I could do away without those, but because technically, to be quite honest with you, I don't really like the skin packs, because of the fact that when I'm on multiplayer, I'm not gonna look at the enemy's gun and say, "Oh, nice gun," because that leaves me open to an attack. Even though the Call of Duty gamers are fucking pussies when they camp. But sometimes season passes are not worth it. It's like season passes have to be worth it in order to get the customers hooked. And to be quite honest with you, I don't mind getting a season pass for the map packs. I'm okay with that. I'm fine if they want to give me some free some extra maps, which I know is going to be coming out next month for the Xbox One, and I know PlayStation 4 is having it, and they're having a good time, and they still haven't shut up about it. And okay, good for you. You got your map packs. Go fuck yourself. Really, like I give a shit. You think I care? It's like you're just gonna find more ways to camp anyways, you fucking pussy. I mean, really, for real. And that's why the only one where I find that that actually did their DLC right, without season pass gimmicks or anything like that, is Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS and Wii U, and Mario Kart 8. Those are the only two that did their DLC the way they're supposed to do, because you're buying, because I don't. There are some games that they do have that have season pass, but Nintendo did it right. Nintendo, and like a lot, I'm gonna get heat for me saying that, but I'm being dead honest with that. So they were right. They did their DLC right. They gave out the thing. They gave they gave the bonus tracks and carts and characters and everything like that for a great price and everything like that. And at the same time, we did not complain. We did not complain. They gave us a free DLC with one of them, which was to commemorate their involvement with Mercedes-Benz for Mario Kart 8. Because they did a little promotion and everything like that with Mercedes, and it was a good promotion, and gamers got a free DLC out of the whole deal. So that was good. That was good marketing. They did it right. That's why I say that. And I can guarantee you that if they did a season pass with Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U and the DS, I would guarantee you that they would have done it right, because you're getting characters, you're getting new custom stuff for your Mii character, because and you could do a lot of cool stuff. You can actually make characters out of these costumes and everything to make even though they're not actual characters, you can actually make them like that. And and the possibilities are endless. They did it right. So, and I'm not complaining. The prices are very fair with the DLC that they got in there. The prices are very fair, and I like that. I absolutely like that. So Nintendo, thumbs up to you. You guys did it right. And and another game that also did their DLC content right, and I'm actually giving them praise for it, Grand Theft Auto 5. Every DLC that they've had, every DLC since the very first one, which was, I believe, the Beach Bum pack. It was free. It was free. Up until now, even up to this point, everything, even for the PS4 and the Xbox One, that they were all free. Heists were free. The Valentine's Day pack, free. The Christmas pack, free. This special update that nobody knew about, that was free. Everything that Rockstar has put out was free. Free for everybody. You get new stuff, new everything. Rockstar, thumbs up to you. You guys did it right. Now, some of the stuff is very is of course very pricey, and it makes you want to go buy more shark cards. I can understand that the frustration, but in the end, it's worth it. If you want to buy a $10 million yacht in game in Grand Theft Auto, either spend hours and hours on missions, or you're going to have to go and spend money on some shark cards. Sorry, but which leaves the door, which also a lot of gamers these days leave the door open for for modders and everything and say, oh fuck yes, I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna put in a cheat code and put in some GTA dollars. So because I don't want to pay the game fare. So it's like I want to have this more before everybody else. So I mean, why fucking cheat? Just fucking play the game. Don't be an asshole. You know, really. So the season pass they can do away with. You know, they can do away with, because technically all you're doing for Street Fighter is getting skins. You're getting fucking skins for it, and you know, costumes and skins and everything. It's like, what the fuck cares? They're just extra. You're getting free costumes for your character. Like, I give a shit. Really, I can do away with that. I can do away with all that. I don't care. I don't care how they're dressed. This is a fighting game, not a fashion show. I mean, this is not a fashion game. It's like, if you want to dress your character up in many fashions, go do Barbie fashion runway or some shit like that. You know, don't waste your time with fucking costumes for your character. Just fucking play the game. And the thing that gets me is that Capcom was like, "Oh, we want to get into the hype with the esports." I'm like, really? They're too busy playing MMORPGs. So who gives a shit if they're gonna play a fighting game? I mean, really? And it's like leave the Street Fighter competitions to us, to the gamers who wants to do Street Fighter competition. And now we have to wait until the game is now these gamers have to wait in order to do these said competitions with the one console, because everybody was so into, oh, we get to do Street Fighter competitions again. Yes, plug in the game, put the disc in the console. What's this? We can't do competitions and everything. We can't do competitions like that. Fuck you. And at the same time, I have to laugh at that, because these PlayStation 4 gamers, fanboys, had to rub it into to everybody else's faces. Ha ha! We got this and you don't. Ha ha ha! Which goes to show how old these gamers are that are saying this. Ha! Which, to be quite honest with you, they're probably like 5 years old when they're saying it. Ha ha! Who probably has no fucking knowledge of Street Fighter. Really, unbelievable. And there's this YouTuber by the name of Hip Hop Gamer who pretty much defended Capcom and Street Fighter V, which I've heard what he was saying, and I was like, really? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He also compared it to compared Capcom to like a new job. I'm like, which clearly shows he had no idea what the fuck he was talking about, because I actually heard the clip from Review Tech USA, and if you haven't had a chance to watch that, go ahead and watch it. Instead of listening to me, because I'm just rambling on at this moment, and it's not because of the Bears, because I'm tired and horny. Hey, I'm just being honest. So, to be quite honest with you, it's pointless. It's fucking. Hip Hop Gamer compared Street Fighter V and Capcom to a new job. It's like, oh, you get that new job, nobody pisses you off because it's your first day. No, but you know who gets pissed off on your first day? The customer. Because I'm going to tell you this story. Since he brought this up. I'm going to admit this. There was a time in my life where I worked at McDonald's. And I messed up on my first day, which was expected. Ugh. I feel like I'm about to throw up right there. Now, all I said was McDonald's. Ugh. There we go. Got that backwash thing, you get that burp that sounds like something's coming up and everything, and you're about to throw up. So, anyways, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I used to work at McDonald's. So, and my first day of working McDonald's, I fucked up big time, and I apologize. I apologized to my customer. I said, "I'm sorry. This is my first day." You know what the customer said to me? I don't care. I don't care if this is your first day. I expect my my order to be correct. And I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, I couldn't say it because it was my first day and I didn't want to get fired. But in my mind, I was like, what called up this asshole's ass? What bug crawled up this asshole? And customers, because of the fact that you're dealing that Capcom, like McDonald's, you have to deal with customers, and customers expect everything to be perfect. Okay, so in a way, I'm comparing Capcom to a job, because customers don't give a shit if it's your first day or not. They will not give a shit. Plain and simple. Because they expect their order to be perfect. They want this to be perfect. They want this to have a golden luster to it. They want it to be fresh out of the box, or in this case, out of the bag, or everything. They want it to be ready, ready to scarf that Big Mac down their throat and everything like that, and suck on that milkshake. So Hip Hop Gamer, Capcom has been around for a long time. Capcom has been around for a long time, and every customer was expecting Street Fighter V to come fresh out of the box perfect, which it didn't, because there were some key elements that they missed that made this game be hated by a lot of people, because of the fact that there was no versus mode, there was no arcade mode, there was no story mode. Every elements that made Street Fighter what Street Fighter is was not in this version. And don't say, oh, they were trying a new engine and everything, because that's a crock of shit right there. That's a crock of shit right there, because the Halo Master Chief Collection is a prime example. They had a new engine, they fucked up, and a lot of people, including myself, were expecting to come out and have this game come out of the box, but no. And here's another good example. How about Batman Arkham Knight? Ask the PC gamers how Batman Arkham Knight is. They can't play it. As a matter of fact, they can't even download it. They recalled every single PC game and took it off of Steam because the game was severely broken. And the Warner Brothers games they didn't want to fix it or patch it and everything. It's like their response was basically ballsy but ignorant and stupid, that they said, oh, if you have an Xbox One or PS4, oh, you could play it on that. Oh, fuck you PC gamers. Pretty much. They didn't say it like that, but they said, well, we have no intention of fixing the PC version of Batman Arkham Knight. So there you go. You have a lot of pissed off customers. You have a lot of pissed off customers who were anticipating Batman Arkham Knight for the PC, got jack shit. Same thing with Street Fighter V. You got a broken ass game and it's a piece of shit. Plain and simple. And some of the reviews are actually quite stupid. As a matter of fact, the highest rating I've seen came out of IGN with a score of 8. And they automatically said, and IGN even said that they were missing a lot of elements to the game that made Street Fighter what it is, but yet they still gave it an 8. If I had a PlayStation 4 and I had the game, had Street Fighter 5, that I bought and everything like that, and I had to give it a rating and everything like that, I would give it the lowest score ever, which would either be a 4 or a 3. Because technically I pretty much at that point wasted money on a piece of shit. Pretty much. And I have no one to blame for it but myself, because I was expecting like everybody else. But would I pre-order it? No. Will I ever pre-order a game? No. After hearing so much shit about pre-orders and day one launches and everything like that being broken, I will no longer, and I'm putting this on record to the one viewer that's watching, and that one viewer is witness to it, and after saying that, it's probably going to go down to 0 because I'm boring him to death, or her, that I'm no longer going to pre-order anything, even the favorite games that I want to pre-order, like, you know, Halo and everything like that. Sorry, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to take because of the fact that I want to make sure that I'm getting a game that's perfect. So if I want to wait until it goes on sale, which let's all be honest, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 had the same problem. And what did I do? I waited, and not only that, I got the game on sale. The game was on sale at Target, and there was a big video game sale, and I got the game for a low price, like pretty much half off. So, and I originally wanted to get Fallout 4, but believe it or not, they were sold out. And as a matter of fact, I went and checked to see if there was any more copies. Guess what? There's still none on the shelves at the Target just down the road from where I live. So, and it was like, well, why don't you just go to GameStop? Maybe I don't want to. Ever thought about that? Maybe I don't want to. I go to where there's sales. Call me Jewish, but I'm not Jewish. I just want to go for bargains. What's wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with buying a game. So here's what I'm going to do. If I see something I want, I'm going to wait till it goes on sale. End of story. And if people say, "Oh, how come you don't have this game?" It's like, I'm just waiting for it to go on sale. I was like, okay, check should be you then. Then that's fine. I don't care. Which is why, you know, thank God I don't have a PlayStation 4, because I don't want to be one of those douchebag PlayStation 4 owners that say, "Oh, look at me, I got Street Fighter 5." No, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I'm an equal opportunity gamer, which means that I have no hatred towards PlayStation. I have no hatred towards Xbox. I have no patience for the Wii U. Case in point. Proof in the pudding right there. Wii U. I also have a 3DS. It's like, well, how come you don't have a PS4? I think you're being kind of hypocritical. No, I'm not being hypocritical, because number one, when I wanted to get the PS4, it wasn't on the shelves. They were all sold out. So I went and got the next best thing, Wii U. Sorry for you. So, and it's like, oh, when are you going to get the PS4? When are you going to get? When I'm good and ready. When I'm good and ready. I mean, I don't have a single thing. I don't have a problem with the PS4. To be quite honest, I really don't. I just don't find some of the games that appealing to me. I really don't. I want to be entertained, and it's like, I don't want to play. First of all, I don't want to play Knack, because I played the demo of it, and it was like, what's this piece? And I was like, really? And not only that, the game sucked anyways. And Octodad what the fuck is that game? It was like playing a console version of QWOP. And yes, to answer your question, yes, I have played QWOP, and that game was a piece of crap. But Street Fighter V, the game is fucking broken. Let's all be realistic, and I'm not being a complete douchebag about it, but you know what? Karma actually sucked into all these fanboys who were criticizing every other gamer that wasn't out for the Xbox games and everything like that, and they were just pissing everybody off. And it's like, you know what? Don't be a douchebag just because one measly game is out for one system while the other system just sits and collects dust. That's not the end of the world, because you know what? Everybody can still play Call of Duty. Everybody can still play Grand Theft Auto 5. There are many other options available to play a game that gamers can be happy. So let's all be fucking happy. That's all I'm saying. And with that, I'm gonna call it a night, because I think I made my point. And to be quite honest with you, I was actually kind of leery about this episode because of the fact that, you know, I wanted to do a rant about this. So, but at the same time, if I did that, I would have nothing to talk about on my Channel X show. So that's why I pretty much did this on here. So so I thank everybody for watching and having a good time as usual. And yeah, I did a little bit of gameplay footage and everything like that. And to prove everything, is like, here's another game that got it right. Killer Instinct. They did it right. Single player, multiplayer. Okay. Oh, where am I going? It's like single player. You got player versus computer, story mode, survival, and computer versus computer. They did it right. And you know what? And it's a free-to-play game. And if you want to get the full game with everything, just pay another $40. $40. That's nothing. That's peanuts. Right there. That's $40 worth of peanuts right there. And not penis, peanuts. Okay? Just want to clear that up, because sometimes when I say peanuts, it sounds like penis. Why? I don't know. I think that's part of the reason why the gay and lesbian community loves me. So, they, oh, he said penis. No, I said peanuts. Damn. So, anywho, I think that's about all the time I have for today, because I pretty much went overboard on my show, because usually I do an hour of this, and I pretty much did over 2 hours of this. But hey, it was worth it, because I wanted to get my point across about Street Fighter V, and not only that, I had a long ass Channel X Top 5. So I will be here again on Saturday with another exciting episode of Tom Dog Plays, and we're continuing with the rare replays, 30 episodes, 30 games, $30. You know the drill. I think I'm doing Perfect Dark Zero next, so I have to go back, or it's probably Jetpack Refueled. I got to take a look at the list to see what's next. So, because we're almost down to the wire of the end there, because there's actually four. I believe there's 4 more games left. There's Viva Pinata 1 and 2. There's there's Perfect Dark Zero. There's Jetpack Refueled, and there's also the most talked about one that everybody probably wants me to do, because they probably want me to rip a new asshole on that one, which is Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. So we're all gonna have a lot of fun. But all I can say right now, Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is the last on the list, so that I know for a fact. And then there's Viva Pinata, but I don't know if I have to do Perfect Dark next or Jetpack Refueled. So I gotta take a look at the notes and everything like that. So it's going to be one of those two games. Sunday, Sunday I'm actually going to do zombies on Call of Duty Black Ops 3 because it's double XP weekend for zombies and multiplayer. So I'm going to be farting around with some zombies and everything like that. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. So that's it for today. Once again, big shout outs to the gaming pros and otherwise. Love you guys. It's the community page on Facebook. You can follow them, tell them that Tom Dog sent you. Also, big shout outs again to Loot Crate and Smuggler's Bounty. If you have not yet subscribed to either one of those, do so. Please do so. PopPriceGuide.com, as I mentioned earlier, as I mentioned at the top of the show. If you're a Pop Vinyl collector like I am, check out PopPriceGuide.com today, and you'll be surprised at how much value your Pop Vinyl collection is. You can also, hit that like and subscribe button here on Twitch. The O's that you see are zeros, so in case you want to share it with your friends and everything, make sure they put in zeros instead to replace the O's. And you can also follow me on Twitter, where I randomly post some updates and everything like that of what I'm going to be doing each week and everything like that. So keep up to date on that. Which is at TomDog247, and you can follow me on. You can like and subscribe on YouTube, TomArcade69. That's my YouTube channel. Got a lot of cool stuff in there. I gotta edit out some stuff and upload them because I got a lot of catching up to do, so I'm gonna be pretty busy and everything like that because technically I'm kind of like on hiatus until YouTube fixes my shit. So there's actually a unwanted copyright claim that is completely bogus, and it's on my Mega Man gameplay that I did, and it's a 1-second clip that's in question, and it shows nothing. And what I like to know is where's the fair use, and where's the fair use. And I'm supporting that with Nostalgia Critic. So thumbs up to you. Big shout out to the Nostalgia Critic. So that's it for today. I'll see you Saturday. Till then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace, love you all.